Like I previously talked, Sudan saw many coups in their history as well as various series of rulers until 2011. In 2011, January 1, Sudan split into two, and which came to be known as South Sudan and North Sudan. This was due to Omar al-Bashir, the president of the then Sudan. Bashir was a key figure in CPA, having led the Sudanese government during the civil war. His government was largely resistant to the idea of an independent South Sudan, fearing the loss of resources, especially oil, and territorial integrity. But he agreed after pressure from the other countries. South Sudan inherited most of Sudan's oil reserves, around 75%, but lacked the necessary infrastructures to export it. South Sudan had to rely on pipelines that went through Sudan to reach international markets. Due to this, both countries had to face the setback of development and their possible income. Even after this, people could not see the light they had hoped for. Soon in December 2013, South Sudan was thrown into a brutal civil war following a dispute between President Salva Kiir and his former deputy Riek Machar. Machar was accused of plotting a coup, and the situation rapidly escalated into armed conflict. This led to widespread civil war, which caused many innocent civilians to flee their homes. Many people even lost their lives from this incident. This incident led to the United Nations, the African Union, and other international authorities to be heavily involved in an attempt to mediate peace talks. But the conflict continued for several years, with multiple failed ceasefire attempts. At last, in 2018, a fragile peace treaty was signed between the government and opposition groups, which led to the two groups' people to ceasefire. In this treaty, a framework for a unity government and the return of Riek Machar as the first vice president alongside Salva Kiir as president. Now, why am I saying this peace treaty was fragile? Was because of the countless infighting between themselves for power, money, and resources. Even in present, many people are suffering unspeakable, unimaginable things. So, what is it like in the present? Traditionally, there are many violent crimes during dry seasons, December to April, due to many reasons like scarcity of resources, limited government influence. In present, it is reported that nearly 2.32 million South Sudanese have fled to neighboring countries and 2 million remain internally displaced in South Sudan due to violent conflict throughout the country. Even basic needs like foods, health care, and education are rarely seen in South Sudan. The vast majority, over 83% of those fleeing South Sudan are women and children, with children making up to 65% of the total South Sudanese refugee populations. I haven't even started to talk about the countless violent attacks, sexual assault, and in many cases, children being separated from their parents and traveling alone outside of their country for a better future. If people want to travel alone, many guidelines are provided by many countries for their citizens' safety. There are many security systems placed from outside countries for their citizens' safety, like the article written by Kennedy's government for their even internal clashes occur without warning throughout the country, and there is frequent fighting between the army and armed militia group. Many parts of this country has volatile and complicated systems like Jonglei, northern states, southern states. Many crimes take part in this country like petty crime, violent crimes, kidnappings. There are also demonstrations that I haven't even started talking about. This is the situation of South Sudan in present. I haven't even talked about their various coups that led to this present situation. So if you want to know about the present situation even more in South Sudan, there are various articles written about it in various websites and some of the YouTube videos.